Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm sharing one of the most beloved dishes from the Indian subcontinent, Mutton Kheema Masala, a flavorful and spicy delicacy enjoyed in India, Pakistan, Bangladesh and Sri Lanka. This dish is all about perfectly spiced minced goat or lamb meat. Traditionally served with naan or paratha, my personal favorite way to enjoy this dish is with simple bowl of steamed rice, and my kids agree it's the best. This dry aromatic dish is a staple at Indian restaurants across the US and a hit with anyone who loves bold flavors. My recipe takes inspiration from the northern regions of India, blending spices and techniques that bring authentic restaurant quality flavor to your home kitchen. So join me as I guide you step by step through this excellent dish. Get ready to impress your family and friends with this classic dish. So let's get cooking. I begin by prepping the ingredients and aromatics for the curry masala. First, I take fresh ginger and roughly chop it into pieces. Then grind it together with 6 to 8 cloves of fresh garlic in a mixer grinder. It is essential to use fresh garlic and ginger for the best flavor. Next, chop 2 to 3 Roma tomatoes and 2 large red onions. I prefer red onions over white onions when I'm cooking North Indian gravy. I'm using about 2 pounds of minced meat for this recipe. If you are cooking with more than 2 pounds, be sure to adjust the proportions of the other ingredients accordingly for balanced flavors. Alright, now we have what we need in order to start cooking, but before we did that, hand grind some whole spices that we'll add straight to the oil. I've taken here 2-inch cinnamon stick, 3 to 4 cloves and 2 black cardamoms. Black cardamoms are an essential ingredient when cooking lamb or goat meat. Don't forget to add 6 to 7 green cardamoms for extra aroma and depth of flavor. Let's quickly recap everything we have prepared for this dish. We have the chopped red onions, 2 pounds of minced goat meat, roughly chopped tomatoes, and the freshly made ginger garlic paste. To the paste I've added 6 Thai green chilies, which gives that slight green tint. I have hand ground the black cardamoms while leaving the rest of the whole spices intact. I'm adding mustard oil to the wok as it pairs exceptionally well with this dish. However, if you prefer, you can use any neutral oil like vegetable or canola oil. It's just fine. First, heat the mustard oil until it starts to smoke and then let it cool down slightly before proceeding. Add the whole spices along with the hand ground black cardamom powder to the cooled oil. This step is crucial. If the oil is too hot, the spices will burn, which you definitely do not want. After stirring the spices for a few seconds, add the onion and tomatoes. I usually prefer adding the onions first, followed by the tomatoes, but adding them together works just fine. Just keep in mind that cooking them simultaneously may take a little longer to stir fry before moving on with the masala. This stage is crucial, so don't step away from the wok. It requires your full attention to prevent from burning. Keep stirring continuously until the raw taste of the onion and tomatoes completely disappear. There is no shortcut for this step. It might take 15 to 20 minutes or maybe more. Once you notice the oil separating, lower the flame. Always cook on low to medium heat, never on high heat, as slow cooking is the key to getting the perfect flavor. Towards the end of the stir fry process or the bhuna, you can add a splash of water. This helps prevent the mixture from sticking to the sides of the wok or from burning. So after about 20 minutes of stir frying, it's time to add the ginger garlic paste. Add all of it to the wok and mix well. Keep stir frying for another 10 to 15 minutes. Alright, at this stage, we start adding the salt and the remaining of the masala powders. If the onion tomato paste seems too dry, add a little water to maintain moisture and avoid burning the masala. When adding the masalas, ensure the heat is low or turn it off temporarily. This step is crucial to prevent the paste from burning unexpectedly. Let's start by adding a spoonful of ground turmeric. This amount is just right, 1 tablespoon for this portion. Next, add Kashmiri mirch powder, or you can use paprika as a substitute. Both work just fine. I'm going to add 2 tablespoons. Once you're done with that, give it a quick stir and then continue with the rest of the spices. Okay, I add 2 tablespoons of extra hot chili powder. Then comes 1 tablespoon of cumin or jeera powder. Follow it with coriander powder or dhania powder. I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of dhania powder. In fact, if you can make the cumin and coriander powder fresh at home, it's even better, as store-bought versions often contain impurities and they spoil the taste of the dish. After you have added all the masalas, add a little water and continue the stirring process. Continue it for another 10 to 15 minutes. At this stage, go ahead and add the mutton keema to the gravy and continue the stir process for another maybe 10 minutes before we add the garam masala. Now I'm going to add the garam masala. So here I'm using the homemade garam masala that I generally use for North Indian style cooking, which is a little higher on the coriander. So I'm going to use 1 tablespoon at this stage, and towards the end I'm going to add a little more. Because it is roasted while I made it, so it's absolutely fine to add towards the end of the cook. From this point on, cook on low to medium heat for 20 to 25 minutes. Cover the wok with a lid, but keep checking occasionally and keep stirring. Add small amounts of water as needed to maintain the moisture. This prevents the paste from drying out, sticking to the wok and burning. You don't want all your hard work to go waste. Patience is going to be the key here, as this process requires continuous stirring over low to medium heat. If you are doing it right, you will start to see oil separating out from the paste in the wok. This is the bhuna process, which elevates your curry to an entirely new level of flavor and richness. So I have been slow roasting the mix for almost 35 minutes now. As you can see, the oil, or what is actually called the rogan, has separated out from the paste. At this point I'm going to add peas. If you're using fresh peas, it is best to add them a little earlier in the process to ensure they cook thoroughly. I'm also going to add some fresh cilantro, as it adds a great taste, a beautiful taste to the curry. And I'm going to stir it for maybe another 15 minutes. And we are at the home stretch. It's almost done, and after this 15 minutes of stirring, it should be ready to go, ready to serve. You can tell just by the look of it how incredible it's going to taste. When you see the rogan settle on the surface, it's a sign that the bhuna process went perfectly. Congratulations, you have made yourself the best mutton keema dish thousands of miles away from home. No Indian restaurants can come close to this level of authenticity and flavor. One last thing I'm going to do is add a little more garam masala, just to add that extra burst of flavor, and then we are done. Just put the lid back, hold it for 15, 20 or 30 minutes, don't do nothing, turn off the flame and just let it sit, and that's it. It's ready to serve. I hope you enjoyed this dish as much as I enjoyed making it with you all. I'm absolutely thrilled with how it turned out. Many Indian restaurants that serve this dish don't do it justice, often because they don't invest enough time, or most of the times what I have noticed is they don't use the right quality of meat. That's why I tend to avoid most places, although there is one spot here in Houston that gets it right. In a future video, I'm going to show you how the same dish is made in Kerala, the southern state of India, and it has a unique twist. Thank you so much for watching. If you loved this video, please give the recipe a try and let me know how it turned out. I'd also love to hear your thoughts and how I can improve on these videos, so drop a comment below. Cheers and love to you all, and see you in the next video.